it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts, and welcome to One Stamp Set at a Time blog hop. It's today! So, the idea behind the blog hop is that you take a look at a string of posts that are all on the same theme. If you go over to my blog slash website, there's a link for that in the description bar below. If you just click on the associated blog post, you will go to the post for this video, which will have all the information about what I've used and all that good stuff, close-ups of the projects. And there's also a list of the other participants, and you just click on their names and you can just hop along. So if you've joined me direct, then just click on the next name down on the list. If you've come via, if I've got my list right, it will be Mary, then just keep hopping. And welcome to One Stamp at a Time, Simple Stamping. So our theme today is simple stamping, and I have chosen one of the new release for sale-a-bration second release stamp sets, which is Painted Seasons. It's gorgeous. It's one of those distinctive stamp sets. So you just ink it up and stamp it, and you get all the lovely shading. And you can see here, you get all this lovely shading just from using the stamp. So I'm using that. These are my projects. So I've got my card. I've also used another sale-a-bration stamp set, which is the part of my story. So it's got lots of lovely little sayings, which are great for memory keeping particularly, but it's good for cards as well. So I'm choosing Know That Today a Friend Is Thinking of You. So that's the other stamp set I'm using. Now the Painted Seasons stamp set comes as a bundle in sale-a-bration 2. This is the sale-a-bration 2 catalogue. There is a PDF of this in the current offers section of my website, so go and have a look at that. It lists the items that were available in sale-a-bration 1. This brochure does show the organdy ribbon pack, which of course is gone. But for sale-a-bration part 2, we've got an all-adorned stamp set, which I will have more projects on. Beautiful textured impressions embossing folder, which is gorgeous. And the Painted Seasons bundle is a level 2 item, so it's the stamp set and this gorgeous paper. So I'm going to take you through that quickly before we start. I'm not using the paper in this video because this isn't really simple stamping. The idea behind simple stamping is that you basically just use ink and card. So we've got the fir cones with a nice backing there. This, which I love, which is the image that I'm going to be using for today's project, and a useful, I think of this as a solid. Then we've got succulents, gorgeous, and another what I would think of as a solid, and then some toadstools and foliage, which is very similar to the Painted Season set that we had. Is it Painted Season? Yes, Painted Season set we had in autumn-winter 2017. And then another solid. The colours are Call Me Clover, Crumb Cake, Early Espresso, Grapefruit Grove, Lemon Lime Twist, Mango Melody, Petal Pink, Ball Party, Poppy Parade, Pumpkin Pie and Whisper White. And I am using one of those colours today, just because. So, come March, just so you know, there's also going to be the Four Seasons framelit dies. This is part of the 1 month sale-a-bration coordination. So these you buy, and you can get the matching dies to go with your Painted Season bundle. These cost £26, or will cost £26, so they're a good way towards earning this as a free item. So you would need a £90 order to get the bundle, and the stamp set is only available as part of the bundle. So let's have a look at the project properly. So I've got this card, and I've also got, because I'm looking at simple stamping, just a very easy gift bag which uses one of our striped gift holders, gift bags, which are in the annual catalogue. and I will list that over on my blog. And I've just done a strip of card, flagged the end, punched one of the images out with a circle punch, which we'll be doing shortly. So that's that. So, looking at the card, the first thing I'm going to need is some paper to protect my work surface. This is a very tatty old piece of paper that has been used for many, many things before. So, I've already mounted up the flower, the leaf image and the little dotty image. So using my Grapefruit Grove first, I am just going to ink this up. Now this Grapefruit Grove probably needs re-inking, which is actually the perfect amount of ink for this particular stamp. If you have a very, very juicy ink pad, you want to push some of the ink back into the pad, which you can either do with a bone folder, back of a spoon, that sort of thing. Just push it into the pad so that it's not too inky. I will grab another ink pad once we've done this to show you what I mean about how that doesn't look so good. So I'm just going to build up a pattern of flowers down in this bottom right hand corner, and I'm deliberately going off the edge with some of them, and because we've got the cling stamp, of course I can more or less see where I'm stamping, so it's much easier to line the stamps up to fill in the gaps. Not that I'm too worried about not filling in the gaps, but you know. So let me see if I can grab, I think my lovely lipstick is fairly well inked. It looks fairly well inked. So let me just clean off my flower so I don't infect. And if I ink this up, of course it's not going to play ball. So I'll ink that up and pop it down. Actually, it's worked okay. That was typical. But if you get it too inky, as I say, it's not a good look. Let's see if I can over ink it. That was more over inked, but it's still not, you can probably see that it's not as good a pattern as this one. But yes, so just don't go mad when you're inking up. Of course I'm going to need to clean that off because I'll need it for the tag. These are just some chamois that I've cut in half so that they fit in here, and they're very good if you're using the Stamparatus. Right, so that's that. While I've got the Grapefruit Grove and that flower out, I am going to just stamp one image on a piece of Whisper White, and then I'll be using that for the tag later. So, having done flowers, I'm then going to take my Mossy Meadow and ink that up, and this can go in amongst the flowers, and I'm going to build up not just one colour, or not just one stamp. I'm going to do second and third generation. So if we go there and come out a bit, and then out a bit, actually probably not out a bit more. I'm re-inking because, let me show you why I'm re-inking. So if I stamp there, and then stamp there, I don't know if you can see, because I stamped off the edge of the card, there's a line which is still first generation. Can you see that? Hopefully, yes. Good. So, that's why I re-inked, because if you're doing second generation, or indeed third generation, which is really what I want here, you don't want the line from where you stamped off to be visible. I'm actually going to come in, stamp off once and come in that way, just to fill in a bit, and then we'll have some more coming in here. and possibly some more here. And again, I need to just stamp off before I add more. So I'm just building up an area. I've gone slightly further up the card for this one than the previous one, but it's fine because every card is going to be different. So I've now got the little sort of starburst and daffodil delight, and the joy with this is that you can just fill in wherever you want there to be extra colour, even in amongst the flowers. And just build up where you've got, you can put them over the top, it's fine, because nobody actually knows what these are, and therefore what they're trying to be. So just, as I say, just build up a bit of I like having a bit of gap at the top, so that it's not too fussy. Then, get rid of our background piece. I have got, it's just a scrap of Whisper White, and it is 3/4 of an inch wide, and I happen to know that the sentiment will fit quite nicely on there because I've done it before. So let's turn it over. It's bending slightly, so I want the bend to be up rather than convex rather than concave, and then I'm just going to line this up as square as I can and come up, and it's just fitted on. So that's that. Then I've got a piece of Daffodil Delight, which I'm going to stick my card front or my stamped piece to. And you don't need a huge amount of ink. If this is your first time with me, I'm not a great fan of lots of ink. Glue, even. I'm not a great fan of lots of glue. It's a very good glue, the Tombow, so you don't need lots, but it does give you the wiggle room where a dry adhesive wouldn't. And as I've only got a very, very thin mat, it helps. Then a piece of cardstock cut in half and scored down the middle. In the UK, that would be International A4. In the US, I'm guessing it would be 8.5 by 11, just cut in half. I don't do 8.5 by 11, so apologies for that dimension-wise. Now I am going to stick this on before I stick this to the front of the card, because I want to cut this square to the yellow, the Daffodil Delight card base, or mat, I should say. So I'm just going to use just 4 dimensionals, and I'm going to just pop this there so I know where my last one needs to be, and then pop the 2 in the middle, and just take those off. Oops, so that's ready to go, and then just decide where you want it. I'm going to cover up this sort of mess of crossed stems there, and just pop that down so it's straight, turn it over, trim, and then you've got a nice straight edge there. Then, don't need that at the moment, grab your card base, mat and card base, scribble some more glue on the back of your your mat, keep using the wrong terms, and pop that down, and again you've got a little bit of wiggle room whilst the glue actually dries. So there's our card. Our gift bag, so here's one of our gift bags. Let's say it's in the annual catalogue. All I've done is fold along that first gold line, and I've got a piece of cardstock that is 1 inch, no it's not, that's the wrong piece. Don't you love it when you've picked up the wrong piece? Here we go. So this is 1.5 inches by 5.5 inches, and I'm just going to score it about 1 inch from one end. So grab my trimmer and using the light grey blade, just score that. And then this end I'm going to flag, so I'm going to just go straight up and then from corner into that straight up cut. It's much the easiest way of doing a flag rather than trying to cut in and then cut again. If you give yourself a straight line to start with, you can cut towards it. So, need to grab my flower that we stamped earlier and my 1 3/4 inch circle punch. You could do this square, it would be fine. So if you don't have a circle punch, equally you could die cut it if you've got die cuts, but otherwise you could just cut this out with your trimmer. Then grab a dimensional or two and pop those on the flag. Take the backings off and pop your flower so that it's sort of central. Fold the top along the score line, add some snail or tear and tape, whatever you want. I would suggest a dry adhesive rather than Tombow for this. Let's try and get this square, shall we? So they are 5 inches-ish wide. So if I pop that there, and that there, that then flops over, and that's your, and actually you could put your card in your envelope, or in your bag should I say, so rather than having an envelope, you can pop that in there, and there you go, a nice little parcel for someone. So I hope you enjoyed that. Do keep going with the blog hop. Everyone will have made a card and another item. So generally we say 3D item. I'm using a bag as a 3D item. So do have a look at everybody else's projects, and I hope you enjoy the blog hop. Thank you very much indeed for watching. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and therefore haven't subscribed, or indeed don't subscribe at the moment, please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. If you're in the UK and would like any of these products, please pop over to my website and you'll see what's listed, and you can link straight from there to my online store. There is a link to my online store below as well, and if you use the host code you get to share in the host rewards. Plus, of course, remember, during sale-a-bration, for every £45 you spend, you get free stuff. So that's something we all like. So do remember, this is on the current offers page of my website. So do have a look at that. And yeah, thank you very much indeed for joining me.